Sometimes when they leave a school, right? Teacher does be boasting about it and saying that's my best student.
Yeah, right, this one.
Boy, Miss Moggy must see her touch you on your shoulder every day. Dilemma. Where you get end from?
Yeah, you know what I like about you?
I don't forget what I'm asking you where you get the end from.
The man sits on his throne.
Hey.
And he passed judgment.
Oi.
Right?
Listen to the word. Listen to the word. No, wait. Let me be real. Let me be real. Dilemma. Ma. Where you get end from?
Ma.
You're in a dilemma now. Where you get?
Why a man make a typo and he become the worst thing? Meanwhile, King Chris sitting on his throne,
my brother,
casting judgment. Anyway, Deportee Dilemmna.
I can see Ken warming up your head.
What we doing?
You're in a dilemma.
Right before we exited the last live, right? Someone made a great point in the comments saying that, we received something like roughly 100 million, could be more, in our economy from remittances from our family relatives abroad, and about 70 plus million of that comes from America. Can we do without that money floating around in our economy? If we say no to the deportees and they restrict,
might be a little roughish,
wire transfers to St. Vincent.
Yeah. Man, look, I get all that, right? I understand all that with the remittances. Again, they could lock off
approximately 94 million US. So 260 odd million EC.
Right.
Wow.
I get all that remittances.
You talking about, can we afford to house them?
But so you send them here, you look after them, and again, they could turn off the thing at the drop of a hat. They could turn off.
Remember, you're the minister that's in charge of it, or you're the prime minister. Has to make this call. What's your call?
All right, let me take some.
No, but what's your call?
My call. Well, somebody said scrutiny. Maybe you get them your terms and conditions.
That was my call.
All right,
what's your call?
My call is me. I skeptical.
Right, but that's not a call, is it? The money.
What do you mean?
So let's say the tax is 10% on the 260 million. That's 26 million. So you could you're keeping 26 million, or you could keep all 260 million.
We will spend the money in the mailing system. That's what we will do.
So if you're the minister, what would be your decision? Yay or nay?
If I was the minister, I would say no. Our Caribbean nation cannot sustain immigrants. U.S. can.
All right.
Okay. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. Man.
What are you saying?
I still say no. I said no.
So you might lose your remittances. You'll take that chance.
Yeah, I'll take the chance.
You can imagine the blow that will do to the economy.
I will take the chance.
But you don't care.
Right. I will take the chance.
People can't travel to the US.
What's so fascinating about the US, really?
Okay, all right. But
Somebody else.
A lot of people have family there. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Somebody else made a good point on the WhatsApp decision. WhatsApp. They were saying if we refuse the deportees and other countries in the region take them, are they allowed to travel to SVG?
Probably, because they'll probably have a Grenadian or a Lucian passport.
Or a residency stamp or something.
I find, right, Chris is doing the classic emotional thing, right? And not facing the reality head on. Right? See, Chris saying, we'll give up 260 million in remittances. No problem. No problem. Even though we're already broke. Right? We'll give up any travel to the US, right? That may affect how many airlines come and go with tourists. Because if they don't get that extra travel from Vince's, maybe they can't fill the planes. Right? So we'll be willing to damage our economy which way. Just so we say, because we could say no.
Okay.
That's
it. Morning.
That doesn't sound like rational response to me.
Morning.
Hey, morning.
Gene, you take that thought you now take there, it come right off of my lips, you know. I was calling to say, okay, let's say St. Vincent refuse them, but the other Caribbean islands refuse them. There's a possibility that they can reach here still?
Wasn't that the argument also with CBI? If all your neighbors are doing CBI, so bad man from wherever comes into Grenada with his CBI passport, he could then actually live in St. Vincent.
Yeah. All right. Hold on there. Morning.
Morning. Initially, I was like, we don't want no immigrants in things, so we cannot sustain immigrants. And I start looking into it. And countries that have a great influx of immigrants are doing significantly better. For example, America. No, I'm not saying that don't take them, just take them randomly. Because if we look into them and say, okay, the man is an engineer, he was on a student visa, he overstayed his time. He was working on a project with University of Washington, D.C., and I decided to deport him. But he's from South Sudan. Sudan is in war right now. So he don't want to go back to Sudan because most likely he's going to get killed. And we decided to bring him to St. Vincent, the American government paying for his stay for X amount of years. The man come to St. Vincent now, implement himself into society, and then solve a serious problem you have in St. Vincent, like traffic, for example. Multiply that by 5. And basically the same thing with CDI. We say we don't want no immigrants, but we giving away passport to other people. Them same people, they go come St. Vincent and walk out. We don't know who them be, but because they're spending money, we accepting them. So it's one of those things that we have to be very, very careful. I don't like America want to come bully me.
Rational response, man.
X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? We have to sit down and really talk. We're emotional, and initially, like I said, I was emotional. I said, no, we don't want them to me. But when I sit down and I look into immigrants, and other countries welcoming immigrants from other places, because countries that have immigrants have different in culture, and we mend together, and we work together. Guess what? They're doing a lot better.
Listen, there's an interview with Mia Motley and Trevor Noah, where Mia Motley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, goes into detail about why it would be in our best interests to grow our population, because we need talent now. We can't grow our population by making more babies and expect that to benefit us.
25 years away before it makes any benefit. Yeah.
Exactly. We need the skill now. But what we need to have in place is proper mechanisms for immigration and immigrants to come into the country that they can contribute to the country. So we, like Luke said, we're looking a bit short-sighted by just saying no. You understand? But somebody else on the live raised a good point. They were asking, can we trust America to not send us criminals?
Well, but again, though, these are the things that we have to negotiate.
We could negotiate from now until Juk McQuelma. But still,
yeah, but you're just being emotional, I find. In
everything for you is emotion. You love me. Everything for you is emotions. You like you love me.
I love you.
I love you. Emotions.
I tell you many times I love you.
God,
I tell you how many more times you want me to tell you?
Everything. You
but you're a very emotional person.
Guys.
Hello.
Morning.
But we can hardly find housing accommodation for a handful of people that get damaged from the. You to bring these people into we're going for them.
Yeah, but on the one hand, we're saying we got to get our population up. Get our population
but
up
look,
requires more
with the
hospitals,
housing,
more
going.
schools, more, all kinds of things, right?
People still living in
So-
shelters, look, with the housing going.
So Cressy, maybe this is where we negotiate with the US that they contribute financially to our what do you call that, with the low income housing. We get more of those up and running.
Okay.
So
all
we
right.
tell them, okay,
We're
before
saying
we
on
take
one hand,
anybody-
we need to get our population up,
Mm.
but then
So the immigrants can come and pay NIS and thing and get
of
public
course,
right?
they have to get integrated into our society somehow.
Correct.
They get
Correct.
residency stamps.
And
Listen,
how long that
Quessy,
take?
they get residency stamps. Whether it take a week or 2 months or 3 years, they have to get residency stamps. They have to get NIS numbers because then they can be legal contributing assets to our society.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just say something, right? The then Trinidad government said that when the Venezuelans come over, right, they're going to be a boost to the Trinidad economy because some of them are doctors and whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
When the Venezuelans came to Trinidad in that very year, the crime spiral high. And when you check the type of crime and the type of the home invasion that they're having, the majority of them are what the Venezuelans are doing that, right? The ones that came over, the criminals that came over, right? So who does have the same problem here?
well,
Little 2x4 country
again, this is the part that we have to try and negotiate, right?
Oh, as Chris said, right? The nice family have a nice son coming over. We're gonna have money back against the wall.
All right, so cut your visas, cut your remittances, and we'll stand strong alone.
Send the nice family. Send them, brother.
We gotta tell US where to go.
Send them.
Where are we gonna tell them where to go, Chris?
Send them.
Justin Thomas on the live says, Max, it's not emotion. We in our own country can't even get jobs, can't even put food on the table. But we're going to take other people from different countries, give them somewhere to live and work while your own citizens suffer. He says, so far.
Yeah, right. And in some ways you're right. But if we can't just look at the downsides of it. We have to look at when that stick beats us. Where does it leave us?
Well, Hannaford Cassetta, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, says if the other islands accept them, they live there for a while and get a passport, which allows them free movement around the Caribbean. This alone makes sense why every country needs to come together in this effort. We need to have a united.
But we're already seeing that's not the case, huh?
Nope. That's why somebody else said Carrie Common OECS don't make sense.
Let me take a call. Morning.
Not united.
Morning, me again.
Hey.
That one person who said, who addressed it to me, he's actually absolutely correct. But what if that immigrant is a millionaire? What if that immigrant come to St. Vincent and open up a business that's employed? Suppose he come and open up a chocolate factory
But Max,
and employ 1,000 with intention.
Max,
You see what I'm saying? So this is something.
are the immigrants who are being picked up off the streets allowed access to their accounts and their belongings?
But if your account and your belongings is outside of America, you have access to it. Because not all immigrants come and I got a lot of money outside of America. Oh, I'm
Okay.
just saying that publicly.
Okay.
And also we have a brain drain problem. And
Yeah,
like I said, these are conversations we need to have so we could have everybody's opinion so we could make a collective decision.
Facts.
It's not gonna be an easy decision, bring them or don't bring them. And to address what Kwesi was saying, the Venezuelan thing is right and it's wrong because the people them who come to Trinidad legally integrate into society
Yep.
nicely and is contributing to society, but the people them who come to Trinidad illegally
Yep.
is the ones them doing it right. My wife is Trinidad.
Remember, there's a video. I don't know, Max, if you've seen the video. There's a video of a Venezuelan woman watching about 6 or 7 people running from police or wherever, like they just land on the boat and running through the village. And one of them was trying to come into her yard, and she was telling them, no, keep running.
No, you can't come
Because
here.
she's there legally. She figured out everything. She got her house and wherever. You're not gonna come in my yard and mess up my status and my life.
She ain't there because police was behind it. Police was there. She telling me, hey, come here. We're back at height. Oh, man.
All right, Chris.
But hey, all right.
So you're still being emotional.
You again with this emotion. We see what you have this emotions, man.
It's a tough decision.
No, but you know Chris's response. Put your head in the sand and hope it go away.
Listen, I know. I said no. putting their head in the sand and hoping the goal will be like, you say, well, I ain't ready to show. I said no. They ain't putting their head in the sand. No is no.
So when the people who rely on remittances have no money, what are you gonna
when the people
say to them?
When the people who come down here realize they're here for 2 years and a half, 3 years and they have no money, what are they gonna do?
Right, but this could be as simple as turning it off tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
So what happens then? How are you gonna compensate them?
We'll go because and we'll have a coffee and
You won't be going
a
because
pizza.
ain't free.
Or they might be going somebody yard.
Because ain't free.
I'm glad you know that. I'm glad you know because it's not free.
So when you turn
guys,
when you turn the people away, they have no money, they can't buy the pickles.
Somebody's making a great point here. They're saying right now Spain is formalizing the immigration status of over 1 million illegal immigrants by giving them a 1 year work permit for the purpose of building their tax and social security base. It's not bad. It's a good start.
Big up Spain. We're gonna do that too.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.